Okay, so today is a new day in my container slash practice slash genesis slash pass or fail garden. This is my official year actually trying to take my garden and planting seeds and harvesting seeds very seriously. So it's really ghetto for me because the way that I imagine in my mind is I should have like this couple of acres of land, and I'm outside digging my dirt, and I got my worm compost popping, and you know, just all the works that I see on YouTube. And when I look at my reality, I'm just like, yeah girl, that's not us yet. That's not us yet. But the first step is to start, right? Starting is the first thing that you want to do. So definitely humble beginnings. I'm going to be really excited for my future self to be able to look back at these videos and be like, girl. But anyway, so today we're going to be doing part 2 of our tomato seed harvesting. The reason why this video is split into 2 instead of 1 whole video is because the fermenting process takes a couple of days to finish, and I wanted to go ahead and at least get part 1 out so you could be able to go ahead and at least start the fermenting process, and then later on you'll be able to go through the last part, because the last part is really simple. It's really easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the seeds out of the water and start to get rid of all of the pulp and all of that nasty stuff that's on it, and we're gonna let them sit out to dry. You let them sit out to dry for about 2 to 3 days, and then you should be able to store them. And then after that, if you choose to, you can test them out and see if they're viable by like putting them in paper towel in a wet, warm area and seeing if they germinate. I am a little concerned as I make this video about my tomatoes because one, I haven't educated myself, so take my information with a grain of salt. I have not educated myself on like how long it takes for them to sprout and all of that. I just literally got so excited about being able to harvest some seeds that I was just, you know, I learned how to harvest them correctly from past mistakes that I made in the past when I really wasn't as serious about gardening. But I still have not like fully sat down and did the textbook and the science and the history of how the actual tomato plant goes from seed to harvest. So that the worry and concern that I have could be just simply the neglect of education. But I am concerned about my tomato seeds because I did plant them around the same time that I planted the rest of my plants, or at least I started one in a cup and I planted that, and I'll show you guys the ones that I'm talking about. But I planted that around the same time, if not the same time, maybe a couple of days after I planted my outdoor plants. And I'll put that video right up here so you all can see that video when I first started planting my seeds for this 2023 year, spring, because you get a spring and you get a summer. I learned that. But anyway, you guys can probably tell that I'm a very new gardener. I'm a virgin at this, man, but I'm gonna figure it out. But the concern is when it comes to the tomatoes that I haven't seen a sprout. Now I did plant 2 sets of tomatoes, both the same variety. I think the word is variety. Okay. They are the same variety, which are the cherry tomatoes. But I did harvest some Romas, which you're going to see here. And if you haven't seen the first part, definitely check that out, because that's the most important part, is part 1, the very most important part. Part 2 is just you know, reaping the fruits of your labor. So definitely check that out. Like I said, I'll put that video right here for you so you can click on it after you finish with this video. But I haven't gotten any reaction or any telltale sign that, hey, you know, tomatoes are coming or that my seeds are even viable. So just to give you a little background, I don't know if I addressed it before, but I'll go ahead and I'll address it now. the tomatoes that I have are store-bought tomatoes, okay, from both the Roma tomato from the produce section and the cherry tomatoes came in like this little plastic package that said organic, and it was cherry tomatoes. So I was just like, well, they both bear seeds, so they're both real tomatoes, so let me try to, you know, harvest these and save these for the future. And I don't know if they're viable or not. I know that I've researched and I've educated myself on how to properly harvest those seeds to use them for viability later on in life, but I'm not quite sure. And maybe, again, it's the lack of education. Maybe it takes about 2 weeks for a tomato to even get, you know, a sprout. So we'll see. I'm gonna educate myself later on as I go throughout this journey, but that's not what you guys are here for. My complaints, you're here to actually see part 2 of how do you harvest these seeds. So with that being said, girl and guy, if you're watching, let's go ahead and let's get into that part. Okay, so it's been a day since we started the fermenting process of the tomatoes. What I want to do is, I've been looking at them and I'm about to show you in a minute. They look cloudy, and on the Roma tomatoes there's actually some seeds that are up at the top, and when that happens, that means that those seeds are not good seeds to use. So once we complete the fermenting process, which takes about 2 to 3 days, then we'll go in and scoop off. Fat man, stop it. We'll go in and hold on after I'm finished filming, okay? We'll go in and scrape off what's at the top, and then we'll be able to start the separation process. But for right now, I want to show y'all what it looks like what it looks like in a full day, on a full day, in a full 24 hours. Hold on, King, I'm talking. It looks a little yucky. It looks a little nasty. I set it in the sunroom where it gets full sun, so that way it can really start to do what it needs to do. But let's go ahead and let's kind of stir it up just a little bit, just help it separate from the seeds, and then we'll let it sit. So let's do it. As you can see, it's really, the seeds are sitting at the bottom, and then it's like really cloudy at the top. And on this one, the seeds are sitting at the bottom, and you can see the cloudiness, and you can kind of see the stuff floating, and then you can see the seeds here kind of sitting up at the top, and then seeds at the bottom. The ones that are at the bottom are the good seeds. The ones at the top we're going to scrape out. But these, I don't see anything sitting at the top. Nothing sitting at the top. Everything's sitting at the bottom of that one. And this one has some seeds sitting at the top here.
Well, how to roll it?
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just
Okay, so now we have finished the process. All you have to do now is just, oh, I got a seed still stuck in my hand. So now what you want to do now is you want to just allow them to sit for another 2 to 3 days so that they can completely dry, maybe 4 days, so they can completely dry out and there's zero moisture left, and then you should be able to store them. So yeah, with that being said, that's it for this video. Always remember, when it comes to tomato plants, they will cross-pollinate. So if you're dealing with 2 different varieties or strands of tomatoes, you want to make sure that you keep them separate. And even if you're starting from the beginning with saving those seeds, you want to make sure that if in all costs you want to keep them separate, so that way later on when you get ready to plant, you're not planting a Roma and a cherry together, and they grow up together and they become this whole new plant. So yeah, if you all have any questions or if you have any advice, because I am a new gardener, I am new to agriculture, horticulture, herbalism. Those are all the things that I stand for here on my channel, being the Timid Gardener. If you have any advice from my seasoned gardeners and horticulturers and agriculturalists, definitely let me know in the comment box below. Also, you can hit me up on my email if you would like to talk to me personally and not publicly. Yeah, with that being said, this video was very sweet, short, and to the point, because this last part was the easy part. The hard part was the actual withdrawing and separation and fermenting process. That's the one that really takes time, but we have reached the results that we want, which is having seeds and obtaining seeds that could possibly be viable. But we'll see later on in my gardening journey. If you are new here and you have not subscribed to my channel, definitely do so. I am a new gardener here in 2023. Just to give you some backstory, I am not new to gardening, but this is the first year that I'm actually taking gardening serious. And I've always had this big, huge dream of having a market garden, and I'm not going to tell you all of it because I want you guys to follow me on this journey so that you can see all of the gifts and the ideas and the visions that God has given me, because I want them to be a reality, and I know that they won't just benefit me and my family, they'll benefit the world. So whether you believe that or not, you can be a hater and subscribe too, you know what I'm saying? No. But anyway, so I would always give up. I would always give up all the time. I just like, well, I don't have this, so let me stop, or this failed, or my plants are not growing. But I never really stepped back and thought about, no matter what, like, for one, you don't know what you're doing, and the hardest part is the beginning part, is the learning process. But once you get it, you got it, you good. And I've learned that from every gardener that I watched here on YouTube. Homestead Heart, Our Freedom Song, it's so many other gardeners, Epic Gardener, and smaller gardeners and container gardeners. Like, there's so many names that I don't even really pay attention to their names. I just watch their videos, but there's so many out there that I watch, and that I admire all of you all for sharing your information and your experiences and your endurance with us, so you can create more gardeners like me who decide that, okay, you know what, if this gardener can do it and come from humble beginnings, then I can do it.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing.